Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day one. I'm beyond stoked to get this party started. Over the next 30 days, we're going to be learning about how our bodies work, how our minds work, how our behaviors affect our psychology and our overall motivation and progress over a long period of time. So let's dive right in. But before we get started, I just wanted to say if you have any questions over any information, there's no such thing as a dumb question, and there's no such thing as too many questions. So I'm an open line of communication. Call me, text me, day or night. This is your body, this is your health, and we only get one shot at life, so let's make the most out of it and get the party started. So I had you all start off by taking an InBody scan. This is a wonderful tool to have at your disposal to get a breakdown of what's going on inside of your body. Much better detail than just a traditional conventional scale. So let's go through some of these categories. Intracellular water, that's the first category, refers to the water located inside of your cells. Now that typically consists of 50 to 60% of water stored inside of your cells. Extracellular water refers to any sort of water that's located outside of your cells. Now that may include things like blood, mucus, or any other fluids that you're storing inside of your body, but that's not located inside of the cell. Dry lean mass refers to the mass that you store in your body, like your skeletal muscle mass, like your pecs or your shoulders, and including things like lungs or heart. If you were to dehydrate them and to take out all the water and to just put those on a scale, that's what that number refers to. And then we get to our first important category, which is a number that you are going to want to keep track of, which is body fat mass. That is the fourth category here on the InBody. That refers to how much fat in terms of pounds you're storing on your frame. The lower the number is, the more definition we're going to see on our body, because the barrier between your skin and your muscle is divided by a layer of fat. And the more fat you have on your body, the bigger that layer is going to be and the less definition you're going to see. And you're going to start to have things like skin folds and cellulite. But the lower that number gets, the barrier between your skin and your muscle is going to shrink. And we're going to start to see that contouring of our muscles. We're going to start to see those muscle fibers start to pop out. And that's where it really gets exciting. And it's a great sign of overall health. Now we're going to be jumping down to the next bracket. Your weight, we all know what that is. That's just your standard how much you weigh in total. Then we're moving down to skeletal muscle mass. That refers to all the mass that's attached to your skeletons. That includes things like your shoulders, your biceps, triceps, chest, abs, quads, all of those muscles that we would work out at the gym. That's how much those weigh. Now we're going to be jumping down to the next category, which BMI, that is a standard of health that some people measure by. I don't think it's the best category because you have some people who are very healthy and fit, but their BMI number is very high, so it's not a great indicator of overall health. It may help some people, but not for our case. If you'd like more questions or information about that, feel free, but we're going to try to keep this short and sweet. Body fat percentage. This is a very important number to keep track of. This is going to be referring to the overall percentage of fat compared to the rest of your body mass in terms of a percentage. So again, the lower that is, the more defined you're going to be. And for men, that's typically going to be a little bit lower. And for women, it's going to be a little bit higher because women store a bit more fat. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't aim for a low number, but I'm just letting you all know that that is the same thing as the body fat mass in that category that we went over above, but it's just put in terms of a percentage. So this is where we start to get towards some pretty cool things. This category right here, this big long category, is the same thing as over here. So I'm going to read mine on this side. And that basically refers to where our fat is distributed on our bodies. Now, I'm looking at mine and it will show you how much is distributed on your arms, how much of it's on your legs. And then when we look at the trunk, that refers to anything that's not on our arms or our legs. So that's your butt, that's your abs, that's your chest. All of that information is going to be your trunk. So it's literally from your neck down towards your waist. The next category down below is called visceral fat. Now, this is a metric that people use to determine how much fat that's around your abdomen and around your organs, and that can be a great indicator of overall health, because we know that the more fat you have around your arteries and around your vital organs, the higher of an increase of stroke, the higher increase of blood pressure, the higher increase of heart attack. So we want to try to make sure that we keep that number down low, because that is a good indicator of overall health. Now, the last number that we're going to go over is this thing called BMR. That stands for basal metabolic rate, and that just refers to how many calories your body burns just to maintain basic functions like digesting food, like blood flow. This excludes all movement whatsoever. So if I pick up this mouse, for instance, I'm using calories to pick this thing up. Now, obviously, the heavier the object is, like this candle holder or a plant or anything like that, we're actually burning calories doing that. It's not a lot of calories, but it's some. But BMR refers to anything that your body's burning, excluding those movements. So this would be if you were bedridden in a coma and your body couldn't move, but your body still burns calories because it's operating multiple different functions at the same time. So that's how many calories you're burning in a day by doing nothing. So the more lean body mass that you have on your body and the lower the amount of body fat, the actual amount of calories that you can consume goes up higher. So that's an important piece of information to know. So that's why our goal is going to be to build as much muscle and to drop as much body fat, because then our system's going to be firing even hotter, our metabolism's going to be roaring, and that way we can consume a lot of good quality calories. So and then you guys might see down here, this is a graph that's just going to keep track of your progress. Every time you do a scan, how many pounds went up or down, how much body fat went up or down. So this is a great tool to have at your disposal. Again, if you have any questions about your numbers or your starting point, please feel free to reach out. But that is your InBody scan. That's what those numbers mean. And again, our desired goal is to take down as much body fat and to build up as much muscle. And again, any questions, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day.